We're on.
We're on? Oh. Alright, today we're here to talk to Amanda Hoffman about coming on the show The Next Great Baker, so we'll see if she's got a few minutes to talk to us and answer some questions. Hello, Amanda.
Excuse me. Hi, sorry about that. I wasn't expecting till a little bit later.
Oh, I'm sorry if we interrupted anything.
No, it's okay. I was actually a cupcake for Halloween one year, and that was my costume, and sometimes I just like to put it back on again once in a while. It's kind of fun.
That does sound like fun. So we were just wondering if you had some time to answer a few questions for us.
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, well, why don't you start by introducing yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and the shop.
Okay, my name is Amanda Hoffman. I'm 26 years old. I'm from here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I graduated from Grand Rapids Community College from their baking and pastry program. I also went through their culinary arts and management program as well. I have been working here for about 4 years. Sweet Cakes has been in business for 7 years total. This will be our 8th wedding season we're coming into right now. And this is our shop here. When you come in, this is the lobby that you enter in through. We have some different display cakes in here. This was a cake that we did for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It was an event that they hosted at the theater nearby. We got to actually go to the premiere of the event, and all of the money that was raised went towards the Make-A-Wish Foundation and helped some kids in the area. So this was for the Harry Potter premiere. We actually all got to dress up as different characters from the movie. These are just some of our little props that we had that went along with it. This kind of incorporates everything from the final movie, but by adding the books to it, we felt it kind of incorporated everything else that happened from the beginning all the way through until this final movie. So that was for this event, and we're actually going to be doing another cake in just a couple months in June for the final movie that comes out at that time. If you come over here, this is kind of where the clients come in when they get here for an appointment. We have some different books here that show some pictures of cakes that we've done. We also have some magazines. We've been featured in the Not Michigan as well as Grand Rapids Bride magazine for some of the cakes that we've done here at our shop. This is another display cake that we did. It was actually for the 30th birthday of Hospice of Michigan. We actually got to have Chef Duff come from the show, and he was there, did a little demonstration. This was the cake that we did. It was hosted at a woman's house who lives here in town. She's very big in helping with hospice and a lot of local charities. And we all got to pick a room in her house and then base the cake off of the room in the house. This was done based on the room of a little girl that she had there who collected dolls like this, and she also had a big collection of ceramic hats. So it was all kind of different elements tied together that represented the room of the house that we picked. So that's everything over here. If you'd like to look over this way, we also have over here, we keep some cards from different vendors that we work with, some photographers, some florists, things like that. This was another cake that we did for one of the bridal shows here in town, so just kind of to display some of the stuff that we can do. If you come over this way, we have a few more here. We also have some samples of our sweet bites that we offer, which are just little bite-sized treats that you can get, all different kinds of flavors and things like that for different birthdays or events. We have some pictures up here of cakes that we've done. We do a lot of wedding cakes, but we also really specialize in custom carved cakes, shaped cakes, things like that. So you see up here, we've done a couple different things. This here, we actually just received this. This was from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. As I said before, we had worked with some other things with them, and again, the Harry Potter event that's coming up this summer is going to be hosted by Make-A-Wish as well. So they gave this to us in recognition for all the help that we've done for Make-A-Wish. So that was a really big thing that we were really proud of, that we've been able to help with some local charities and things like that. We also have some more pictures over here of some wedding cakes that we've done, some birthday cakes, as well as some little bridal shower cakes. A lot of our cakes can go from being a wedding cake to a birthday cake. Some of the designs, a lot of the wedding cake designs have been a little bit more fun in the past few years, so sometimes you look at something and you think it might be too much like fun or whatever, but it actually can be really great for a wedding. All right, now that you've seen everything out in the lobby, why don't you go ahead and follow me? I'll show you around in the kitchen. We have our line of refrigerators, freezers all on here. This is where we store everything. You'll notice right here a little shrine to one of my favorite all-time singers, Bret Michaels from the band Poison. He actually is not my favorite singer, but it's a long-standing joke with us here at the shop. So we've kind of created a little shrine to him just when the nights get tough and we want a good laugh. We just look up here and gives us a little thing to smile about. So if you like, I have a few things that I was going to work on. So whatever questions that you have that you'd like to ask me, if you want to go ahead and start asking those. If you don't mind me working while I'm answering some of the questions.
Oh, of course not. That'd be great. So how would you describe your personality? Like, how would your friends describe you, or even toughest critics?
Well, I would say my friends would agree with me in the fact that I'm always very funny. I'm always the one that has to find something to laugh at to kind of crack the first joke. And I just, you know, even when things are tough, when things are crazy, when it's busy, I'm always trying to kind of lighten the mood and get people to kind of laugh and give something to smile about. My toughest critic would say probably the same thing, that I'm also really very funny, but they would probably also tell you that I'm very much a perfectionist and I like things done a certain way. I like things to go very smoothly, and when things do get busy, I'll do whatever I can to make things go as well as possible.
Okay, so what do you think are your best and your worst qualities?
I would say, again, with my best quality is the fact that I am a very hard worker. I do like things to come out really nicely. If it's going to take a little bit of extra effort to get them to look nice, I'm willing to put in that extra time.
And your worst?
I would say my worst quality, I can sometimes be a little bit bossy. That kind of goes hand in hand with wanting things to be done properly and wanting things to look nice. I will, you know, if something isn't turning out quite right or the way that it should, I'll let you know, but I try to do it in as nice of a way as possible.
Okay, so how do you think that you react when you have someone criticizing you?
As long as they are doing it in a constructive manner. If someone has an opinion, if they think that I should be doing something a different way, if there's something that I don't, you know, doesn't look quite right, I take it really well. So I really don't have a problem with criticism. I think that we can always learn from our mistakes, and there's always something new that someone can teach us.
So have you watched any episodes of The Next Great Baker?
I have. I watch it every time that it comes on. When there was a new episode, I was right there ready to watch it when it came on.
So which of the cast member do you think that you relate to the most, and why would you say that?
I feel like I really related to the character from the first season, Megan. She just had a really kind of bubbly personality. She was just really fun. And when she did the Sweet 16 cake, it was something that was very personal to her, something that she would have wanted, and was just something really fun. And I just kind of feel like she and I have the same kind of personality.
So could you tell us a little bit about your food industry experience, like school, jobs, if you took any classes, or if you were self-taught, anything like that?
Yeah, yep. As I had said before, I did go to Grand Rapids Community College and did their baking and pastry program there, as well as the culinary arts. A lot of things that I did baking wise, I picked up some of those things from my family. My grandma always liked to bake, and with my mom, and just kind of working in the kitchen as I was growing up. So I did have some self-taught things, but then I also did a lot with the culinary school.
Okay, do you have any cake decorating, baking, or pastry experience?
I do. I have worked here at Sweet Cakes for 4 years, and I kind of have worked my way up from just starting with some little sheet cakes and gone right up to doing my own sketches and doing designing for wedding cakes as well. Alright, I just finished dipping the chocolate covered strawberries, being that it's Mother's Day weekend. A lot of those were done for different customers that we have here. That was one of our sweet bites that we offered. Now I'm going to ice a cake that is for a pickup. All of the cakes get done inside of a ring like this. We have all different size rings. They get iced on the inside of here, and then the cakes actually get stacked inside of here, layered back and forth with the filling and the cake, so that when we ice over top of them, they get a really nice top edge corner. So I'll go ahead and work on that while you ask me the rest of your questions.
Okay. Now, is there a specific kind of food or dessert that you like to bake or cook? Like anything that you hate doing?
As far as baking, I really like to stick with products that are from scratch, which is what gets done here. Everything is made fresh to order. So I really like to stick with that versus using a mix on products. As far as cooking, one of my specialties at home is my mushroom risotto. It is absolutely to die for.
Sounds really good.
It's delicious.
So in the kitchen, do you get really creative or like do things that are kind of out of the box or?
I typically try to. I'm really the one here that likes to come up with lots of different flavors. We've done some different things lately. Gone with some products that have a sweet flavor as well as like a salted flavor. We've done a chocolate salted caramel cupcake as well as we've done a chocolate chili cupcake. So just kind of combining sweet and savory flavors together to create something new and different.
So outside of work, like in a social setting, what is something that you like to talk about?
I typically find myself relating everything back to some sort of crafting. I'm really into art and doing anything like scrapbooking, stamping, anything that's kind of creative, and somehow always manage to get back to the topic of cake decorating, as it definitely is something that I love to do.
So do you get your recipes from family or friends? Do you make up your own?
A few of my recipes I do have from the family. Like I said before, I learned a lot of baking from my grandma, but I do also like to use different ideas from recipes, but I always try to put my own twist on something, so it's not always something that you've had somewhere else. It's something that's new and different.
Okay. So when it comes to baking and decorating and desserts, what do you think your skill level is?
I think my skill level is very high. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, definitely right up near a 10. I've been doing it for a really long time and it's something that I really love, so I'm always looking for new ideas, and I really just do as much as I can to kind of practice and keep my level right up there.